Okay, we're officially live.
It said something else. All right. Good evening. Sorry for the delay. We're just gonna go ahead and get right into it because I know a lot of you probably go back and watch the playback, especially if you used to be going live on Facebook. So as you all know, I went to the doctor for my third 90-day checkup. So it's officially been 270 days on this journey. And I'm just gonna pull up my numbers. That's the only thing I have pulled up. I don't know why. There you go. All right. So before I get into the numbers, I'm just gonna give some information about the last 90 days. So first of all, what I noticed that rest is very, very important. I didn't realize it till after a month went by that I was stuck at the same weight, and I was trying to figure out what was different. Well, basketball season started, so I didn't drop. It just went up and down, up and down. But I noticed I was out later than I normally am, and I was always on the go. So and then by me, y'all know with my legs, by me having to sit and do the books at the games, I'm sitting in a position after sitting at school all day. Yeah, no good for Centauria. So until basketball season is over with, I can deal with that. Um, Eating out while traveling. So y'all know normally I'll just stick with Publix as my go-to. In Charlotte for New Year's, I was walking to the stadium for the game, well pre-gaming, and I decided to. I saw two Indian restaurants. I was like, oh, I knew I can get some chickpeas, a chickpea dish at least. So the next day after the game, the next day, that's why I decided to go. At food was delicious. I wanted to go back, so I did. So I ate there twice, 2 days in a row. And then when I got back to Jacksonville, I was still craving. It was good, and I didn't feel like soaking my chickpeas for 24 hours. So I was like, I'm being lazy, and I decided to go to one restaurant. Kind of find out I no longer like their food. I'm not gonna say the name, but my taste buds have changed. I just don't like it. I end up going to another one that I feel like is more authentic Indian cuisine. It was absolutely amazing, but none of that food. Bay Meadows and Phillips.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but none of that food agreed with me. Centauria had to call out from work for the first time in 4.5 years. Uh, Basically, it was just like my system wasn't used to it. Like, and I have to ask more questions, which led me to my next part. I have to ask more questions when I go out going forward. Just what do they have? Because if not, I'll just settle for a salad because I was eating super clean. I ended up bouncing back. Shout out to fresh ginger and basmati rice because that's what got my stomach back right. But I gotta ask questions. Um, I have been open and transparent about the several non-scale victories. Some of them I shared, some of them I did because they were super personal to me. He don't even know. And I also realized that shoes have a weight limit. Did you know that? No, I did not know that. Yeah. I was almost about to give some shoes away, and yeah, I'm glad I still had them because yeah, shoes have a weight limit. Let's get into the results because I know that's why you're here. So, uh, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it over with. My vitamin D levels dropped. I'm not sad about it. I had already read.
Cold.
Hmm,
Cold.
yeah, I had already read in several books that when the wintertime come, a lot of people get sick, gain weight, and then there's not much sun. And y'all already know I don't do cold weather, and I wasn't. I wasn't. So I went from a 36 being within range to a 24. We discussed it. She even tried to convince me the next winter because she was like, "Well, normally," she said I should have had a pill. I said, "Well, I didn't know it was gonna drop. I'm not assuming." But she was like, "Prepare for next winter." Nah, we just gonna let it drop, and then I'll bounce back this summer. It is what it is. I'm skip that one. My hemoglobin numbers they maintain, but after reading, and I'll get back into that. I'll tell y'all why it maintained. Maybe the next time I go, yeah. Let me. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause. And I'm gonna reveal something else. My C-reactive protein, that number went back up. I'm gonna tell you why in a second. Um, my good cholesterol is still amazing. Low, bad cholesterol is still amazing. My glucose number that's associated with A1C and diabetes. Um, I started at a 191. For some real reason, my blood work didn't show I had it done in July, but October it was at 109. The range I need to be in is a 65 through 99. I'm officially at an 88. Okay. A1C number, that's that diabetic number. Remember in April I was a 9.4. In July I was a 6.8. October a 5.6. As of January, I'm a 5.2. The goal is to be in the fours when I go back, because I am a 4.8. I'll take a 4.8, Lord. But the reason why I wanted y'all on here, let me tell you something. And I'm going to try not to cry, but I hollered and screamed when I was on the phone with him. I found out I had low iron in high school. When it was time to take the ACT and SAT, we couldn't figure out why I kept falling asleep during the test. I would go to bed on time. But when it's super, super cold, I go to sleep. Like, that puts me to sleep. Come to find out I had low iron. So I've been dealing with low iron since I was in high school. All right. So
when they tested you, right, they couldn't even
wait.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been dealing. He don't mess me up. I've been dealing with low iron since high school. So in April, when she read my numbers, she told me I was 2 steps from needing a blood transfusion. Yeah. So the other day, okay, so July it went up to a 21. October I was at a 36. Now the range I needed to be in was 40 to 190. When I got the blood work done, I am now at a 48. 48. Meaning I no longer need a transfusion. I no longer need transfusion. I'm no longer considered anemic.
Come on.
And I don't have low iron. I that's no longer my classification. After all these years, I no longer can say, oh, I got low iron. No, baby. I can actually donate blood for the first time. Because I could never donate blood. But yeah, like all from food and
your blood be clean this time.
He got jokes. So anyway, just the educational part of all of this, because I already looked at it and realized what was different. Because I think even she said something about a number drop. I didn't put it on here, but when I went back and research, I noticed because of basketball season, I didn't cook much. I did what I could call my fast food. And I told him what my fast food is. It's when I run into Publix, grab a garden salad, and I whip up some stuff real quick and just throw a whole bunch of vegetables that I like in it, and I eat a raw salad. That's my fast food. So I haven't cooked many beans or anything, and I need them, and that's why a few of my numbers went crazy. But so why my CRP shot back up? Okay. C-reactive protein is a mark of inflammation somewhere in the body. It is not diagnosed. Is not diagnosis by itself. CRP can rise with infection, tissue stress and healing, immune activation, or fluid shifts. CRP can change quickly, often over days rather than months, and it does not always move in a straight line, even when someone is improving overall. So why did Centauria's on go? Well, I got lymphedema, so that's one. So we already know that. Here go the kicker that I did not know. Recent illness, allergies, or environmental exposure. The cruise ship. If y'all didn't see my post that went viral and crazy, when I went on a cruise, it triggered my allergies, and I was absolutely miserable. My face was red and everything. That also, when I got back in town, I took 4 days, stayed in the house, got myself together. I had the sea moss echinacea from him, and then I went to North Carolina. North Carolina don't like me. Every time I go to North Carolina, it triggers the allergy. As soon as I get back in Florida, it's like, ah. So even in North Carolina, I went a few days later and got my blood work. That's why my CRP numbers was over like crazy. Another reason is the major fat loss. Okay. And it can temporarily rise is what it said. Timing of blood draw could have been menstrual cycle. I came on my menstrual cycle, I think the next day. So all these could be a reason why it was shot up. I'm not worried about it. It better be down the next time I go back in April. That's all I got to say about that. Next. And I already know what to do to bring it down. So again, because of all those issues, I was not worried about that one, being that high. Vitamin D, I already explained that. It's the winter time. Centauri doesn't go out in the cold weather. Traveling, I'm inside more. So okay, my numbers drop. But I guarantee you, as soon as Mr. Sun come out and that weather get real nice, it's a wrap. What's my next one? What is my next one? What is my next one? A1C dropped to the 5.2. Of course, I still make sure I don't eat no added sugars. I get my sweetness from fruit, literally. Like, and I just had some cantaloupe the other day. I swear they put sugar on it at Publix. I swear they did. It was so good. My triglycerides. So even though I have amazing cholesterol on both sides, the good and the bad ones are where they need to be at. Um, my triglycerides were elevated, like really high, but it commonly occurs during active fat loss, fruit intake, inflammation, and recent eating before lives. Well, no, because I've had on fasted 24 hours before I even went in. Um, Hemoglobin and iron progress. So hemoglobin improved from an 8.6 to 11.3, and then it stabilized, and then my iron went from a 36 to a 48. So the iron absorption has improved, in which I told you the doctor recommended that I eat avocado with my leafy greens. So I'm actually gonna make me a T-shirt that says, speaking of T-shirts, y'all like our shirts? Y'all like our shirts? I'm gonna come back to the shirts in a second. But I'm gonna make a shirt that say I'm in a monogamous relationship with avocados and mushrooms, because I'm telling you, I know them two are saving my life. But the avocados, I make sure I eat at least two a day, and I toss within my salad. Um, Now the next time I think because I'm still outside of the range for my hemoglobin. I believe because it said the red blood cells live about 120 days, so I feel like the next time I go back to get more blood work, it'll be within range. What was the next thing I had to tell y'all? I had a lot of notes, but I'm trying to summarize it because I didn't want to be long on here. Um, oh, my foods. I will tell y'all that. All right. Yes, I had a lot to say. Um, so to improve my red blood cells and my hemoglobin, I'm gonna continue my whole foods of the lentils, my black beans, my chickpeas, my black eyed peas, my butter beans. Oh, that sounds so good. Collard greens, I made some last night. Spinach, the sweet potatoes. I do Japanese sweet potatoes. I don't care how healthy I get. I'm never doing beets, but I'm gonna continue with my sunflower seeds, my hemp seeds, my flax seeds. Y'all see? I'm so. I'm sorry.
Never doing
I'm sorry. It tastes like turkey. I'm sorry. I haven't tried it since my taste buds reset, but I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be doing juices. My mesh bag, my bags just came in. My pulp bags, so I'm gonna be making juices.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bring you one.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to do my seeds. I'm gonna continue what I'm doing because if the A1C still dropping, hey, I'm a happy camper. We're waiting for the sun to come back to get my life together with the vitamin D. Um, my B12, that's the number that went down. And I think the only other thing I was not eating was my beans. So I'm trying to make sure I do beans at least 4 days a week. When I tell y'all, let me tell you something. The way I eat, I feel like I eat more now. And
Yeah, you eat more now.
I know I eat more now. Um,
And you don't have to count calories.
I sure don't. The only thing I measure out is my seeds and my spices. That's
What
it.
I'm saying, but you don't even have to do that though.
No, because I don't want to overdo it.
No, I'm talking about calories.
Oh yeah.
When you eat healthy.
Because a lot of I love my support system, and it's so funny how they laugh because people don't believe them when they go to vouch for me and tell them what I'm doing to get the weight off. For the 900 billion time, all I do is eat.
Fiber.
I eat a lot of food.
Fiber.
Yeah, I eat a lot of food, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I gave him his Christmas gift. If y'all remember on the live in July, he was like, "We gotta get in the gym. We gotta get in the gym." That's why we have on these shirts. Because I gave him this gift. I told him I only want to focus on two areas because if I stand up, I'm only like sagging where I have the lymphedema at. and her. So that's what I want to focus on. No, you gotta work to that. You gotta do this, and you gotta. Yo, if it weren't for me trying to see if I can reverse my lymphedema, I probably would stop right now because I'm fine. Like, I don't want to look like this, but yeah. But yeah, so Body by Tank, fueled by good old herbs. Pray for me. That's all I'm gonna say is just pray for me. Um, to lower inflammation, for those that need to know, berries, cherries, leafy greens, purple cabbage, sweet potatoes, okra, mushrooms, avocado, ground flax seeds, and hip seeds. And for the spices, for anti-inflammatory, my turmeric, that's my other best friend. I'm gonna put that on the shirt by itself. Ginger, garlic, onion, black pepper, and smoked paprika. And yeah, you got anything, some more in? Cause that's it. That's my.
I ain't got nothing. I was kicked to the curb and now at day 90. No,
oh my
God! Day 90.
Oh, the shade.
No, it's not the shade. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was Mr. Miyagi. I waxed on, and you've been waxing off ever since. And she been figuring it out.
So stupid.
So
You're stupid.
no, seriously, like I'm proud of you. Like you took the baton and you took off, and you haven't looked back.
I ain't going back.
And you and it's showing. I know a bunch of people, are inspired by your journey and stuff like that. And I mean, that's the most. I think that's the most important part is once you get the knowledge. Once you get the knowledge and the light bulb come on, and then you get your mind right, then it ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back. Most people they don't take that step because they just don't know, or they're afraid. That they're afraid to give up stuff, but they're afraid to, give up being comfortable because we're comfortable with soul food. We're comfortable with fast food. We're comfortable with our snow crabs and our crab rolls, and that's what brings us comfort. But in order to see a change, you got to get outside that comfort zone, and you got to reprogram yourself. Like you literally got to do away with the stuff that you thought was taught, the stuff was passed down to you. Because just think about it, you got stuff that passed down to you from people that was dealing with the stuff that you're dealing with. That's dealing with the high blood pressure, that's dealing with the diabetes, that's dealing with the cancers, that's dealing with the fibroids and all of that stuff. Like they're dealing with that stuff, so they're passing that down to you. So you're taking that information and you're taking it on, and now you're getting it, and you're just gonna pass it down to your kids, and it's just gonna keep until there's one person that decides like enough is enough. Like literally, you can reverse with anything that you got. Anything that you dealing with, you can reverse it. You can reverse it by simply starting changing what you put in your mouth. Like food should be for fuel. That's what it should be, for fuel. And then with the herbs they come in and they help cleanse, they help stabilize, and they help heal. And you just got to get back to that. Like you may not have the knowledge, but start watching YouTube. Like make YouTube your friend, make Google your friend, make ChatGPT your friend.
ChatGPT.
She might get jealous because she feel like she the only best friend
You so
in the world, and they can't talk to nobody else.
Whatever.
But yeah, start educating yourself.
And like audiobooks.
Hearing. They say faith come by hearing. So the more that you hear about what's right, the more you'll want to do away with what's wrong. So that's my advice. Just continue to watch her journey. She's.
I go back April 16th, which will be 1 year, the day she told me.
That's the day after her birthday.
But that's the day she told me I had, and I called you.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, it was special. They was actually going to give me another appointment. I said, nah, I want that day.
Wow.
That day
so
special.
Full year?
Full year. No, she gave me the diagnosis that day. She gave me.
But
I started April 18th.
That's the thing, though. 9.4. She was a full-blown diabetic full blown.
And
A
needed a
pre
blood
a
transfusion.
pre is between 5.7 and 6.4 or something like that.
Right, it's in its, yeah.
You was at a 9.4. That was high. You were a full blown diabetic. And this stuff that they say you can't get rid of, right? That you gotta stay on the pen for the rest of your life, right? That you're supposed to stay away from fruit sugar, right?
The lies.
Guess what healed her? Of course, we credit God.
Right.
You know, He's behind it, but He gave us that in order to bring forth the healing, and she used that. That same sugar they told us to stay away from, the fruit sugar, see, but that's the difference because we eat the processed sugar, we eat that processed stuff that lack fiber. And fiber is important because that fiber actually, the fiber in fruits and the sugar in fruits, that fiber, it actually slows the absorption of the sugar into your bloodstream. That's the difference between that and processed stuff. That's why you don't supposed to eat stuff that don't have fiber in it. But yeah, I'm done. I said I
That's
wasn't gonna
yeah.
be long.
That's why we shouldn't do too much juicing. I learned that too from all the
Yep,
books.
you lose
Everybody
nutrients
do like
and it
juice,
raises the sugar content.
No,
Yep.
you need to just
Eat the whole fruit.
Get out my mouth.
Eat the whole fruit. You eat the whole fruit, you won't have issues because a lot of the fruits that you juice, it raises the sugar content. And not just that, you risk losing some of the fibers and all that stuff. And then not just that, if you're going to juice, eat the pulp. Eat everything. Why do you just juice and then throw that away? Those are nutrients. Like you throwing away vitamins and minerals in that pulp. You eat the whole fruit. If you wasn't juicing, you're gonna eat the whole fruit, right? So why not eat the pulp? Because it's like eating the whole fruit anyway. But yeah, I'm done. Officially done.
That's it. I'll see you guys in April. Bye.